Come and dream with me.
Hello and welcome to What Do You Want to Watch, the Collision Network's premier media podcast. Every week we get together to talk about movies, TV, and online content. Milton's question, what do you think Sadie Sink's more famous for? Stranger Things or being in Taylor Swift's All Too Well short film? I'm your host, Ash Lobley. Join me today, John Blight.
In her what?
All Too Well short film.
I don't know what that is.
Swifties come out here.
I'm not. Sorry, Swifties.
What do you think?
I don't know. A music video that's long?
Do you think that more people know her from that than from Stranger Things?
I would hope it's Stranger Things.
Just a random thought that came across my mind this week.
Very good.
That video's got 112 million views.
I don't know how much is.
And how many people quit Stranger Things after the first couple of seasons?
I don't know how many. Not enough, because everyone's still complaining about the season finale. So,
right. On today's episode, we'll be talking about what's in our watch history, going over some film news, giving thumbs to trailers, and give this week's top 3. Kicking things off, I went to see Dropout Improv live here in Australia yesterday. If you don't know, we're big fans of Dropout content, the streaming service. And Dropout Improv is very much them bringing a Make Some Noise-esque show on the road with a bunch of performers from the show. Coming to Australia was Kurt Maloney, Jacob Wasaki, Jeremy Colhane, Jess McKenna, Kimia Baponia, Oscar Montoya, and Lou Wilson was here as well. So yeah, I mean, they came on stage. They did a bunch of improv games, feeling a lot like the mini games that you would see in Make Some Noise and that kind of thing. So yeah, I just wanted to shout out. That was a great experience. They were a lot of fun. It was very much my appreciation for Jess McKenna grew much more because there was a lot of musical improv on stage. That sounded really good. Also, it was very clear that she was one of the only ones on stage who had been to Australia before and had some familiarity with the Australian.
Was everyone else making really lame Australia jokes, or
no, just like she like knew what all the different states and a lot of the different sayings that we have and that kind of stuff. Like the big thing at the end of the episode is they do a thing called a musical in a day, where they ask someone in the audience about a day that they're about to have, and this lady that they ended up picking is about to have the 8th anniversary of a near-death experience. And she talks about how she was really really fit and healthy, but then she started to suffer from like short breath and that kind of stuff. And she used the phrase, "She'll be right." She was like, "She'll be right." And this just confused all of them except for just McKenna, So that became a bit. So really great time. I doubt this is going to help anybody. I doubt this segment's going to help them sell any tickets because I'm pretty sure all the tickets are sold out for all the upcoming shows. But, next time. Or if they're appearing, I'm sure they're about to do American tours as well. So that was a really great time. Highly recommended. It was like 2 hours long. It just flew by. And it was a really good crowd because everybody there was, has some fans and has sense of humor. Really great time. All right. So I watched Avatar Aang, The Last Airbender. So this is the animated sequel movie to the original Avatar, The Last Airbender series. It focuses on Aang and his crew of his team Avatar. I don't think it's ever established. Here we go. 13 years after the conclusion of the series. So they're all grown up now. Avatar Aang is he's still the Avatar, but he's like reestablishing peace within the lands. They're establishing Republic City, which becomes a major location in the next series of Avatar and kind of stuff. But there are a group of people called the Denied who are trying to who have who are non-benders within the world of Avatar, and they're trying to get a secret relic that will allow them to have more power. So Aang is trying to get that as well, and he comes across an airbender who's been frozen all this time, stowed away in the mountain. So now he is not the last airbender. There is another airbender who could potentially help him revitalize the air nomads who were wiped out at the start of the series or before the series started. So, yeah, that's the jumping off points. This was meant to be released in theaters, but I don't know, because Paramount's a shit company, they decided to just throw it on Paramount Plus. Instead, there's an element of this thing got leaked online. That was a big story, so I don't know whether they were like, there's no chance we're going to make our money back because everybody's watched it online, or they're worried about that being a reason. But it's kind of Paramount. I think if you would have, and they did show it. I think New York, Los Angeles, they did do a run of this in theaters, very much like Oscar. What's the word? They did it so they could be eligible for the Academy Awards.
For the like animated movie.
Yes, I just fully suspect that's the reason that they did that short run. But as someone who really enjoys this franchise and loved the first series, this was a fun getting back to seeing all these characters again. It does feel a little rushed. Like story-wise, I feel like it's pretty bare bones, pretty basic. I feel like you could probably tell where the story is going at certain points, but it is a lot of fun just seeing all these characters back. It all new voice actors, I believe. Like nobody is actually coming back and reprising from the series. They've got, because the world has changed a lot. They're older, but also they're I hate to say it, but the world has become a little bit more politically correct. So they don't want a bunch of white people playing Asian appearing roles. You know what I mean? So that's it. That aspect to it. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think it looks incredible. Like it's really beautiful. Looks better than the show. Like you can tell that they've put time and love and effort into this. But yeah, I mean, if you're a fan, it's definitely worth at least a monthly subscription, 1 month subscription to Paramount Plus to check it out.
Free trial.
A free trial even. Or somebody else's Paramount Plus account, so yeah, I really enjoyed that, so I would recommend checking that out. And then, all right, Dylan, you checked out Lucky, which is of course the new series starring Anya Taylor-Joy, which has started on Apple TV Plus or Apple TV. Fuck,
that's it.
I'm just not going to get over it.
Apple TV. Yeah, so Lucky stars Anya Taylor-Joy as Lucky. She has another name. It's like a nickname, obviously. So she, at the start of the series, she's with this guy and they're like living it up in Los Angeles, not Los Angeles, Las Vegas, sorry. They're having a great time, whatever. And then you see they've got like a big wad of money in a suitcase and everything. So this guy's like her boyfriend, partner, whatever, you sort of haven't worked it out. And then she wakes up the following morning, he's gone, the money's gone. And there is both the FBI showing up at the place looking for her, and then also shady dudes looking for her, who you then learn are like basically, the head honcho sort of sidekick person trying to get back the money. And throughout the first episode, you discover, or maybe the first episode and a half. So basically, her father, who's played by Timothy Oliphant, sorry, he was working for this guy who's played by William Fitchner, who's like the head of this crime group, whatever, involved in oil and stuff. I know there's oil involved and stuff. I'm not quite sure the full ins and outs of what they're doing yet, but and his second in charge is Annette Bening's character, who, by the way, Annette Bening is having the time of her life in this. She's just living up playing this character, I think. She's second in command, but it's implied that her and Timmy Alpha had a little bit of a fling, But then it gets a little bit weirder because then Anya Taylor-Joy, who she gets involved with Annette Bening's son, who then is the one who, and then Timothy Oliphant was like skimming money off the top, basically. I don't know. We don't know how yet so far. He's in prison from the start of the show. So the only time she's talking to her father is like across phone calls. But he was skimming money off the top. Somehow Anya Taylor-Joy and Annette Bening's character got the money. Now he's run off with the money. Now everyone, and then all Annette Bening and Willem Fitchner's people are trying to chase down both her son and Lucky because they think one of them's got the money, but Lucky doesn't actually have the money. In fact, she's trying to chase after the guy who fucked her over and has now got all these people after her, including the FBI. So it's a lot of, it's a character on the run show while trying to work out and do stuff. I think the last episode was probably the best because it sort of highlighted how you get to see how she grew up under Timothy Oliphant's character. You have a scene where it like flashes back to when she was a young kid and he's talking about how, because he's basically a like a grifter sort of character that was always on the move as a family, and he taught her, all these little grifts and stuff to do. And they do like in that episode, you get to see little flashbacks of him talking to her as a kid and then her remembering these things and then her like sort of redoing them. And there's this really great scene where she basically sneaks into a kid's birthday party and steals a bunch of shit in that episode that she needs to get on the run again, including like money in a car and stuff like that. It's got some good action scenes so far, massive car crash involved. All the characters are really good, but I'd say so far, Anya Taylor-Joy's fine. Annette Bening's my favorite part of the show, by far. She's just eating up the scenery in every scene she's in a really good way. So, yes, keen to keep watching and see the direction it heads in. I'll be surprised if this is not just a one and done. I mean, they didn't announce it as a limited series, but I'm like, Anya Taylor-Joy, you're going to get her to commit to more than one season? Doubt it, but we'll see.
Okay. Also on Apple TV, I watched The Dink, the new series starring Jake Johnson and our boy Aaron Chan, in which Jake Johnson plays he was a prodigy tennis star as a child. Like he known as called the Hammer because he hit the strongest hot shots. But unfortunately, just as he went pro, he played a very young Andy Roddick and got injured his wrist and was unable to go pro after that for whatever reason. It's established, or like that's how it's framed at the start of the film, where Jake Johnson and Aaron Chan's character, who are friends at the pro tennis club he's currently working at, are explaining to these kids his backstory. That's the framing of this. So very into tennis. His dad is like the head of the tennis club that they work at, and they have a serious problem at the tennis club. Pickleball. They let one court in the club become a pickleball club. Pickleball club.
So that's 3 times.
Ball cup court. Fuck. A pickleball court. But now they want more. And it's a very very fun setup where they're like, this is a plague on all of humanity. Soon, all of America will be covered in nothing but pickleball courts, and then there'll be no room for anybody. It's disgusting, and we need to shut it down as soon as possible. And he's like going through the tennis club charter, trying to figure some way to stop them expanding the pickleball club.
You know what you need to do? You need to not say it anymore.
I need to just go in and edit the one time I said it properly and just put it in every time I need to say it
so
going
it's like,
forward.
You know what they do? They go to the pickleball court. And then what they do when they're playing the game, they're going along and they're playing on the pickleball court.
Yes. So yeah, they learn in the bylaws of the tennis club that they can have like a duel, I guess, or like a tennis match to decide matters instead of like going to a vote or that kind of thing. So his dad's big plan is he's going to get the best tennis player to play to win, and so they don't have to make any more pickleball courts.
There we go.
And Jake Johnson wants his daddy's approval, so he's desperate to be the person who's going to fight to get rid of future pickleball courts. But as he's trying to show off after winning the tennis club championship, he tries to jump over the net and then proceeds to injure his wrist. He then sees his doctor, played by Ben Stiller, who informs him the best way to like quickly rehab your wrist is
Play pickleball?
is to play pickleball.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so he wants to, because he wants to make his daddy, he wants to get his daddy's love and approval. So he goes to play pickleball and befriends a bunch of older women who are all getting into pickleball, including Mary Steenburgen, who plays Candace. They strike up an unlikely friendship because she appears earlier and he's very antagonistic to her. And he comes to appreciate pickleball and, maybe other things happen. It's a fun, dumb little sports movie. I enjoyed it. I think there's a lot of fun stuff here. Anytime Aaron Chandler's on screen, it's a delight. I don't know how much of his stuff was actually written into the script because they establish his sexual interest in this film, which I can't imagine somebody thought of and wrote down. It's interesting. So, but yeah, this is like, he's just a lovable sidekick character, and it's very enjoyable to watch him go along. This is a really fun sequence where they're at the tennis club and there's a pool, so he walks up to the pool, takes off his shirt and just tries to dive in, but you think he's going to do a nice dive and he just legs first dive, just falling off the diving board and swimming across so they can have a conversation. It's a good time.
Nice. Very nice.
So yeah, I think it's a good watch. It's not, fantastic. It's not like the rebirth of sports comedies or anything, but it's a good time and worth checking out. John McEnroe makes a very funny cameo towards the end. I don't think it's a surprise that there is a really important pickleball match at the end of the game, at the end of the film.
Is it what? Is it on a pickleball court?
It is on a pickleball court. So, that's really good. So, yeah, it's a good time. Worth checking out. Let's move into the mandatory Netflix segment of the show. I watched, I guess, the big hit, the big viral documentary of the week, Toxic Love Story. I've heard about this one, Dylan.
I'm about halfway through, and then I stopped.
Okay.
Not because I wanted to, but just like I didn't get to finish it.
Okay, stop me when I guess. Well, I'll do the initial setup, which is there's a couple. This documentary sets it up as there is a couple in Los Angeles who are being harassed by his ex. They had bought a condo. His ex and him, Ian, I believe is his name. They had bought a condo together. They had a falling out. But he meets somebody new. They move really fast. They get together, get engaged within a few weeks or whatever. But she is harassing them, somebody is sending threats to the girl, his fiance, saying terrible stuff, saying, "I'm Lilith. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna get you raped. I'm gonna, die. Breathe your last breath while you're being raped by another man." To the extent where the person has enlisted people on Craigslist who are into a rape fantasy and use pictures of the woman to, what is her name? So this makes it easier.
Also, just so while you're looking at so where I got to was after someone pushes her up against a wall in their own home, basically.
Okay, so really not that far into it. Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was about halfway, but whatever.
No, you were definitely
no.
Michelle is the fiance to Ian. No, Michelle is the ex. Angela is the person. Yeah, so there's threats of people coming and raping her. Each time they're like calling the police and that kind of stuff. Then she is actually assaulted in a condo. Like someone comes up behind her and attacks her, pushes her up against the garage door, and stops for a reason that I can't remember.
I think it's because she like it plays out basically like because he thinks it's a. I don't know. Maybe he got the sense that it wasn't right because the whole thing of the rape fancy thing is even that initial guy. He's like talking about it like it's very normal or whatever. But like the way she's writing it, the other girl, whatever her name was, already forgotten. You just said it. But it's like, even if I yell for help, don't stop or whatever. So I just took it as that she screamed for help, but maybe he got the sense that it was
actually real. Yeah.
Actually real.
It wasn't play real.
Wasn't play real. Yeah. That's how I took it anyway.
Potentially is the thought process. But yeah, so that is the starting off point. There is a bunch of twists and turns from there. Not everything is as it seems. Yeah, I don't want to say too much because you're really not that far in. But I think it is very, like, for me, it was like, I feel like the structuring of documentaries like these are like something you pick up on straight away.
That there's going to be a twist. Like, I'm already expecting a twist.
I think you're like, oh, it's very telling that they're not interviewing
the
Ian
girl or Ian, right?
Angela.
Yeah.
And they're talking to Ian's best friend.
Yeah.
But
or
then
they're talking to Ian's best friend from the start, and Ian's best friend goes, I really hope that the truth will finally come out.
I knew them
or
for
whatever,
20 years,
or something like that.
We were best friends for 20 years.
Yeah, look, I haven't finished yet, but I already, you're very quickly like, he's not in it, she's not in it. I don't trust him. So I'm already like, I don't trust him.
There's an element of the story being told, and then a person that you don't expect them to be interviewing comes into it, and you're like, wait a second, why are they interviewing that? But how they were able to get that person, unless there is a massive twist. So I feel like, looking at the structure of documentaries is like, maybe we really, as people who've watched a lot of these true crime stuff, it's like you kind of, who they have involved helps to prepare you for what the story is and that kind of stuff. I was sorry, they're unexpectedly twisted in different ways. I enjoyed it. I don't think I made the mistake of going onto the Toxic Love, there's a Netflix documentary subreddit, and they're like, this documentary barely touched the surface of this thing. They should have spent like several episodes. There should have been like a series, like diving into each of these stories and like really diving deep. I would say, like a lot of these Netflix documentaries are a solid starting point for these cases. If you like really want to dive deep on these cases, like there are a bunch of like podcasts out there like doing incredible deep dives on
a lot of them
on that kind of stuff.
Podcasts.
I think this works as like I just kind of want to get the general idea of what the story was and like be surprised by how crazy people are and instill a sense of terror into believing whether I can trust the person who's across from me, And that's what this did. This is very much a documentary about being afraid of trusting the people that you are trying to trust, because they could be lying. They could just straight up be lying to your face and you wouldn't know. And it's very messed up. So I'm keen to hear what you thought of the rest of it. We could probably talk about it more next week.
Yeah, I'll finish it by next week. Yeah.
All right. That's everything I watched history. Let's move on to some film news. And San Diego Comic-Con took place this last weekend. Let me ask you a question. Did you know San Diego Comic-Con was happening this weekend?
Not until the last week when I saw a news story.
Stuff started to drop?
No, like I saw some news stories the week prior that's like, what to expect. I was like, oh, yeah, Comic-Con's next week. Crazy.
Feel like San Diego Comic-Con had kind of lost a little bit of its luster. You know what I mean? Before this weekend.
Yeah.
Like, wow, it's here. It's lost a bit of, there used to be like massive buzz going in. several weeks in advance. Like everybody from Hollywood was coming to San Diego Comic-Con to tout their stuff. I feel like maybe COVID had a massive hit on that, like building the momentum of it being.
I feel like it was bigger a couple of years ago, maybe.
Yeah. It used to be like the Mecca, or that's the place you need to go to sell your property on to the fans. And I feel like that is certainly not the case anymore.
No.
I feel like it is a proliferation of information everywhere that post-COVID allowed, and that sort of thing. But still, a bunch of stuff, at least at this Comic-Con, was actually announced. Which leads into this week's top three.
Definitely in the top three.
This week's top three is top three things from San Diego Comic-Con 2026. Dylan, what's your number three?
I'm going to be honest. Two of my things are from Marvel, which is sort of disappointing, but
not surprising. I think the two things are the biggest things from the weekend, or some of the biggest things.
So number three, I've gone Black Panther 3 casting, or / just the fact that we're getting Black Panther 3.
I'll say this is my number three as well because it's one of them. So obviously David Johnson from, as they said, Alien Romulus, The Long Walk, from Rye Lane. He is in Industry. Something else that he was really good in. I think
they're the two most prominent things at the moment for him.
They're the most prominent things.
Alien and Long
He was
Walk,
in that Trash Man trailer that we watched that still hasn't come out here in Australia.
True.
So, rising star, getting in early. Well, not early because he's like in his 30s, I believe. So,
that's early, Ash.
But yeah, he will be playing T'Challa Jr. In Black Panther 3. It's confirmed Letitia Wright and Winston Duke will be returning. Ryan Coogler returning post Academy Award winning after his Academy Award win for Sinners, and it will be shot on a premium format. We assume IMAX.
VistaVision.
Infinity Vision? No.
Yeah. What's that? Disney's fucking
Infinity Vision. Yes.
Infinity Vision. Yeah.
We'll get into it, but yeah, Dylan, would you happy with the casting? What do you think?
Yeah, no, I'm keen for him. I think he's a good fit. Obviously, we've enjoyed him and everything we've watched and talked about. I think he's a good fit, and I'm glad that they're continuing on, and I can see a good future from it. Obviously, we didn't really enjoy the second film. I mean, that film was sort of set out to fail a little bit.
I don't know
fine.
if we didn't enjoy it.
I just think it was disappointment after how good the first one was. Obviously, it was fine. It just was not. It was not the direction the series was obviously meant to head, and Coogler had to sort of do things.
He was working things out with the second film.
Working things out. Whereas with this one, I feel like, I feel like this will be much better considering we're past, we can head in a new direction,
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So I think it's very interesting that he is portraying T'Challa Jr. So T'Challa's son, who is introduced at the end of Black Panther Wakanda Forever as a young child. Correct?
Yeah, so this is many years later.
So we are going to, we assume, jump many years later, or the event. I was looking at the timeline. This is set for 15th of December 2028. Next year, Secret Wars is happening. And I feel like that is going to shake up the universe and allow them to have this massive time jump that allows T'Challa to become older. Or maybe T'Challa comes forward in time. I don't know. Something will allow this version of T'Challa Jr. to come and be David Johnson's age in the present day. Or in the present day of the Marvel Universe. So that I didn't realize that. I forgot Secret Wars was like straight after this. Like I thought maybe that it was in the distant future, like TBD, but they've got a date for Secret Wars, which will play into a prediction I've got later in the episode.
Were they shooting them back to back? I forgot.
They are meant to be shooting it sometime now.
Yeah, I thought they were doing.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they were about to go to start filming that.
Yeah.
and with the plan to break to do press for Doomsday, would be my guess.
Yeah.
But we'll wait and see. But yeah, everything there exciting. I think it's interesting, as I've seen people point out, that it's interesting that Denzel Washington didn't show up. Seeing as he pretty much confirmed himself he'll be in that movie. But
yeah, no, like
people
they
have also
bring him
pointed out
out.
D23 is not far away, so they might be saving
Yeah, save something.
that for that. So, all right, Dylan, what's your number 2?
The Ghost Rider
Mm.
casting. Old Ryan Gosling.
Old Ryan Gosling. I would say
Time
this
for
is my
him.
number 1.
Time for him to drive.
Yeah, finally, he's going to be driving the movie.
Finally, he's going to have a leather jacket on and driving the vehicle.
Yeah. Okay.
Excited.
Hopefully it's white.
I'm keen. Ghost Rider, cool character. Never had a good movie. No offense, Nicolas Cage. I think it has a potential. Lee, the right director.
Sean Levy has been the director of Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, like
Coming
he's
in.
proven he can do nearly what I would want, which is why I'm like potentially the right director. It's just because I think Ghost Rider should be darker than
Yes.
he's proved he can do the violence, I guess, to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever. But I mean, Ghost Rider to me is a much darker character. So
Yeah, I think that is my only concern. It's like, it's in my mind, Ghost Rider is a darker, less comedic
character, story.
more serious or like angsty, I guess, because it's a death rider. He
Literally,
drives a car on fire. You know,
he works for. Who does he work for? He works for someone. Grim Reaper, Devil, some shit. I can't remember. What's my Ghost Rider law? He works for fucking someone, like in part of the. Like,
it's not
what's his?
Sacha Baron Cohen, right?
It might be. Who knows?
Let's have a look. Not enough Ghost Rider lore out there.
I just know he works for.
Give souls to Satan.
There we go, Satan. There we go.
No, later revealed to be an archdemon demon named our favorite, Mephisto.
Mephisto. There you go. See?
So yes, Sacha Baron Cohen confirmed.
Sacha Baron Cohen. Okay, yeah. I knew he worked for
Goes to
someone,
Ghost Rider.
some demonic person. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's something that he has wanted for a while. Like, obviously, it's established in the interviews with the guy that they did the bit with, that he has wanted to be Ghost Rider for a while. That he has some sort of take on it. And definitely from the sound of it, like, he shared that vision with Sean Levy on the set of Starfighter, which I think is another interesting wrinkle to this. Like, have they put him in here because they're confident the Starfighter is going to be a hit? So, like, let's go from
Possibly.
get that team together and go from that to the next Disney property, you know? So yeah, I mean, that's exciting. It's a character in the universe that, you know, is a character that we've seen before filmatically, but, you know, finally coming to the MCU. Yeah, certainly interesting. Ryan Gosling deserves to do whatever he wants. I'll say my number 2, which is they released the trailer for the next Avatar series, Avatar 7 Havens, which follows the Avatar after Korra, and is said to be a young Earthbender who has a twin, set in a world where apparently the Avatar has ruined shit.
Very good.
Yeah, so what? Follows a young Earthbender, Parvi, who discovers that she is the next Avatar after Korra. Hunted by enemies, both human and spirit, she and her long-lost twin must uncover their strange origins and save the 7 Havens, the central pillars of civilization, risen from a world shattered by an apocalyptic event before it's too late, with the Avatar seen as a destroyer rather than a savior. That's a really interesting setup. Really set up interesting stuff in the community and the discourse, because there is a large contingent of people who are like Korra haters, and they're very on board the idea of Korra being the bringer of all destruction, like being bad, being the bad guy. Yeah, I'm very keen. Not too keen on the idea that they're just going to drop 24 episodes on once, which seems to be a running theme for some things lately.
That's disgusting, actually.
I don't know if that's 100% true because they say it's 2 seasons. So, but yeah, they're saying it's going to all drop at once. Yeah, 2 seasons of 13. So I'd imagine it's just 13 episodes, which is a little bit more palatable, I guess is the correct word. But yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm very intrigued to see how they expand on this universe and that kind of stuff. So that would be my number 2. Dylan, what's your number 1?
My number 1 is the Blade Runner 2099 trailer.
Teaser.
Been very keen for this since they announced it. Keen for the casting and everything, and then the whole idea of the show getting more in this universe. Obviously, loves the 2049 movie, and the final cut or director's cut of Blade Runner, but not the original cut. It all just looks so good. Getting this in a TV format is not an ideal way. I'd like to experience more Blade Runner, but it still looks really, really like very much what you would expect the world to look like, big budget and everything like that. But the story is just so intriguing to me, like especially following on, it's like 50 years since 2049, and considering spoilers, Blade Runner 2049 deals with continues on the like who are replicants, do the people who know who they're really replicants, and Blade Runner had people guessing if even Harrison Ford's character was a replicant or not, and then you get to 2049, it's like, is Ryan Gosling a replicant? It's like, yes, he is. They continue on that storyline, but he doesn't really know he is, and all these like storylines. So now having a series where it's like replicants are now the number one people, and humans are basically nearly extinct, and you've got a human having to pretend to be a replicant. Just like the spin on the way the movies played out, I think is very interesting. So yeah, looks fantastic. Can't wait. The only disappointing thing is it's dropping all 8 episodes at once.
Is that a confirmed thing?
That's a confirmed thing.
Yeah, a lot of that going around. So yeah, so that's dropping November 25th. Yeah, that looks really good. I enjoyed the little bits from the panel and that kind of stuff. The friendship between Michelle Yeoh and Hunter Schafer, it's quite adorable. I think the bit that I saw was Michelle Yeoh bought Hunter Schafer a baby helmet, like the padded helmet around her head because she was diving into all her stunts and got a concussion. So good for her. Let's run over some other things announced at Comic-Con. We got I think one of the big things for me, a new Lanterns trailer. I think this trailer was the most Green Lanterns that we've seen so far.
Well, I mean, they literally have the oath in the trailer.
They have the oath. They bring up Manhunters. They can have
Transform.
They're on the ship. Sinestro shows up. There's a bunch of really cool stuff in this trailer that, I feel like they were maybe they were ramping up the marketing to this series, which is only a couple weeks away. I believe it's going to be taking over the slot from House of the Dragon.
Yeah, it's August 17th, I think.
Yeah, that would almost fit. I think so. My hype level is very, very high. Very keen for this series. Everything about this trailer sold me, on the series as someone who was a fan of some of the comics and that kind of thing. So we'll be talking about that over on All New DC Cast each week.
Dude,
episodes drop.
Can't wait.
Very keen. Might as well also mention the Avengers Doomsday trailer dropped, or one of the trailers, because they showed a cut or like a bunch of scenes, I believe, at the Marvel panel. But during the week, they dropped the first full trailer for Avengers Doomsday. What did you think of that one?
It's a lot, isn't it? Obviously I'm keen for it. I'm keen to see Marvel. Well, I mean, I don't want to say that they haven't had anything good. They've had some good stuff in the last couple of years, but obviously we've been in a bit of a slump, and we've had the break glass in case of emergency pulled on multiple people for these 2 movies that they're doing. But watching the trailer, you're just like, there is so much going on. I don't know if this is a 6-hour movie. Like, how are we fitting all these characters and all these things into one movie that's going to feel like an actual story and not just a bunch of people walking on and people cheering because the characters they like, action figures are like, oh, I can't believe Thor met Fantastic Four. Oh my god! Like how it's not going to feel like that is the part I'm worried about. But I mean, the trailer did a good job at like setting up both the epic nature of all the characters crossing over, and I guess Doom as a threat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it did a good job of showcasing who's in this movie. Like, here is the full cast. Everybody gets a bit of a look. I am also concerned how many of these characters are actually going to get a meaningful storyline. Do you know what I mean? How many are going to be integral to the plot, and how many people are just there for, to look pretty?
Yeah, that is my main concern currently.
Main concern. All right, here's my big prediction. I thought about this week. I think there is a big reason why they have decided not to move this movie, despite it being set on the same date as Doom Part 3, despite having access to no IMAX screens.
And despite all reports stating that they're rushing to get the final edit done, basically, is what
I think there is like a marketing element of the next movie being exactly 1 year later. Like, there is something within the movie where that makes like sense. Like, either the movie literally ends with the Avengers will return in restart the Doomsday Clock with 1 year to go, you know, that kind of thing, or the movie ends and then they cut forward exactly 1 year, and then that's where we're going to pick up next year. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel like there is a marketing
that's still
like
sad that
structural
that has to be,
gimmick to the reason they are not moving this movie. Because if they were to move this movie, they would need to move both movies, you know, to make the bit work, I think.
It's still sad if that's true. Like, they have to commit to a bit, basically.
Yeah. But I also feel like that is possibly something at the point that they possibly are at with the MCU. So, but slightly optimistic off that trailer. Let's talk about the wildest trailer that was introduced this weekend. Matchbox, the movie, starring John Cena. Did you watch this trailer?
Yeah.
Good. Obviously, we knew they were trying to Hasbro was trying to market Matchbox in a bunch of their toy properties. We didn't know how they were doing it. And it seems like their solution was, let's just make Fast and Furious and bring John Cena in it. And I don't know. I think it might have worked. I think this looks like a lot of fun. I think it is the marketing, like the clear product placement of it all is like very on the nose and like, you know, doesn't make a lot of sense. But I think if this was called anything but Matchbox, I would be more excited for this movie. What do you think?
I think I'd be in a one up, one down territory for the trailer. It looks okay. That said, I was just distracted by it being like, what's this have to do with Matchbox? Other than the weird, like, remember we used to play with them as kids and stuff like.
Yeah. I think that is the only connection. Just is like, we're the Matchbox kids because we played with Matchbox cars.
And because of that, these random people who aren't spies are going to be able to drive vehicles in the big final set piece.
Yeah. But also, cars crashing. Crazy car shenanigans. The bit where Jessica Biel hits a dude with the ambulance or whatever. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look bad. I'm just like, I mean, Barbie looked like Barbie is all I'm saying. Like this
I guess, yeah.
This isn't on the same.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same level of using the universe. I was about to say they should have put like the fucking orange track, but that's Hot Wheels. So
that is Hot Wheels, yes.
Which is also getting a movie from memory.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed the cast. John Cena, Jessica Biel, Sam Richardson, Arturo Castro, and Tiana Paris. So yeah, intrigued. This is coming to Apple TV directly on October 9th. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power Season 3 got a teaser. This looks like good shit. We're getting into the dark stuff. If you didn't know, Sauron won. He's about to take that ring.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Sauron wins eventually. Really dark. Looks like we're gonna get all crazy kind of, batshit stuff happening. Very keen for that. And again, sounds like they've decided to fuck with it's a double-edged sword for this. Obviously, we run we do Lord of the Rings Extended, a Middle Earth podcast. So we'll be covering the Lord of the Rings of Power. They're dropping the first 4 episodes and then dropping 2 episodes and 2 episodes.
Yeah, I hate everything about it.
I think it's November is when it comes out. So on one hand, that sucks because that's a lot of stuff that we need to watch before we can recap the episodes. But then on the other hand, that's right before we're going to take a break. So it'll be all done before we need to go on a break.
So swings and roundabouts.
It was like either we'd have to do it during break or, or not. So what do you think of the teaser?
Yeah, look, I'm very keen. We've enjoyed the show, I think, more than the general reaction has been for this series as a whole. We're finally getting to the stage that everyone wants, I guess, like proper Sauron, the rings and everything like that's happening, big battle scenes, lots of casts and shit happening. It looks to be giving more what people want out of the show. Even though I definitely felt like I enjoyed the first season, but then second season I thought was so much more interesting than the first, but I've enjoyed them both. Yeah, look, I'm keen. I've always enjoyed the show. I'm keen to keep watching it.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a show that is ramping up, which is crazy when it's one of the most expensive shows Prime Video is making. But yeah, the release schedule. Don't know if it's good for the show. Neuromancer was a new teaser, new show that's coming to Apple TV. Teased based on a beloved William Gibson novel, starring current Hollywood it guy, Callum Turner.
Indeed.
Very interesting with this kind of coming out at the same time, or like this, at least this teaser coming out at the same time as the Blade Runner one, because they're set in cyberpunk-esque worlds.
Cyberpunk. But I mean, the thing with this one is it's basically based on the book that's considered the godfather of cyberpunk books.
Yes. So, I thought this teaser trailer looks really great. It looks really flashy, and it's interesting because it's also one of these books that people think are unadaptable. So, bringing it to series, we'll see how that goes. But I'm sold based on just this teaser. What do you think?
I'm very sold. I thought this trailer's kick-ass. It gives a very good job of set. The first 20 seconds set up, and then you get that massive 30-second hype montage of shit all happening and crazy, and then slows down just in time to hear Callum Turner be like, "Time to jack in, bitches," or whatever the fuck he says. Let's enter the Matrix. Yeah, I like the trailer so much that when I watched it the other day, I was like, maybe I should see if I can get around to listening to that book. I've always been aware of the book because it's it is considered this big ol' end all of cyberpunk. So after watching this, because I've only ever known the book as a thing, not actually what it's about. I've seen people, I've heard people reference the book, but I've never bothered to never look it up. But then watching this made me go, oh, that looks pretty cool. When's this out? 2027? I can't wait that long. Let me just go see if it's on Audible.
It's not that far. It's coming to Apple TV 22nd of January. So it's only 4 months.
It's too far away.
In the grand scheme of things, we got so much to watch at the moment.
I know. We do. Right. I have too much to watch.
But
too much to watch, too much to play. And I want to add something to it that I probably won't have time to do. But I can't help myself.
Yeah. Let's talk about something that I suspect we won't need to watch. Ebenezer. So this is the latest film from Ty West, who brought us films like X and Pearl. They're now doing a version of The Christmas Carol starring Johnny Depp as Ebenezer Scrooge. Dylan, you like Ty West films. What did you think of the trailer for this?
I'm so confused about multiple things about this. And the thing is, on paper, you say Ty West is doing an Ebenezer Scrooge movie. I go, great. It's going to be a horror movie. It's going to be like, let's take the ghost shit, like serious. Like, let's do some scary thing, which is what I thought this was going to be when I first read about it. I don't know. Whenever I first read about it. And I thought, that's probably the direction they're going to go. That could be interesting. And then they announced the Johnny Depp casting, and I was a bit like, that sucks. I might still watch it. And then I watched the trailer, and I sort of was like, I think the trailer's good, like as far as a trailer goes and succeeding what it wants to do. But the trailer wants to do is sell you Johnny Depp. In fact, getting his first line being like, I'm back or whatever, like is sort of corny and weird to watch. But I still kind of want to watch it because there's so many other people in it that I'm interested in. Like the boy Trammell Tillman's in this, who I sort of just he's playing the ghost of Christmas Present. I just want to see how that plays out. And then for some reason, Daisy Ridley's in it amongst everything else. Ian McKellen's in it.
Yeah.
This is such a weird. Yeah, it's such a weird project. I don't know how I feel about it. I would say I think the trailer's good because I think the trailer's trying to sell you Johnny Depp, and I think the trailer does a good job at doing that. Like people are going to watch this trailer, and I think people are going to get excited about this movie. I'm confused by this movie.
The thing I get from this is, can Johnny Depp only play this one character anymore? This feels like a version of Captain Jack Sparrow. This feels like a version of the person he played in Dark Shadows. It feels like the character he played in Lone Ranger. The wacky, don't take things too seriously, like annoy people kind of character. And that's clearly what they're trying to sell as well, because from the man who played Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a trailer that does something like that? From the guy who brought you this role?
From a guy who did this role? I don't think so.
No.
So that is interesting, I guess. They're again, selling almost to the extent where I'm like, maybe Ty West had different plans, for what you did, and Johnny Depp came in and nah, that's not what I do.
Possibly.
To the extent. So interesting. I thought maybe you'd have more of an adverse reaction to that, but
oh no, I'm just weirded out by it.
Just confused. All right.
Just confused. Yeah.
Last thing, we got a new trailer for Resident Evil, directed by Zach Krieger, starring Austin Abrams. Dylan, what do you think? This trailer
looks fantastic. I'm so keen. I cannot wait for this. I just think this is going to be fantastic. I have no, every time I'm seeing something for it, every time to talk about it, every little bit, the fact everything he talks about, I was watching an interview with them with Zach's from the moment he hits that woman and crashes the car, he's like, I just don't want to take my foot off the gas. The movie's just go, go, go. It's all real time, basically. 90 minutes of real time with this guy. This sort of go. It just sounds so cool to me to go along. And everyone that's getting upset that we don't actually have a Resident Evil movie starring fucking Leon or some shit, go fuck yourself. No one cares. No one cares. Because this is the thing gamers love to do.
You already got that one.
Our video games are so good. The stories are so great. It's like, okay. And then you've got a director who's like, yep, Leon, I could never do more. I could never do that character or that story better. So I'm doing my own thing. And they're like, no, you should have adapted. It's like, fuck off.
Yeah, really great trailer. Really great setup. Just clearly setting up the, what the movie is. A dude who's an organ donor.
He's about to have the worst. No, he's the delivery driver of some sort.
He's a delivery driver, which is funny because there is another, I believe there is another organ driver film coming out this year.
There is, yeah.
The one with that was shot here in Australia with Owen Wilson and Alan Richardson.
Yeah. Different tone.
very different tone. And yeah, that going very much awry as zombies job. I think, at the end of the trailer is like, which hospital are they going to? Raccoon City General. It's like, oh. So, yeah, looks really good. Am I going to see it? On the fence.
You love Resident Evil. So I don't know why you wouldn't go watch this.
Yeah, I've watched one of the Resident Evil movies.
Have you really? Just one?
I think I watched the first one with Mila Jokovic.
Okay. There you
Maybe
go. Look
two.
at you go. Look at you go.
So I watched some of that terrible TV series they had. Yeah. Anything else from Comic-Con you can think of worth mentioning?
Not really.
No, that's all right.
No, I don't think so.
Lots there, but lots of stuff to be excited about. But I know we just talked about trailers, but there's even more trailers to talk about.
Wild.
But this time we'll be giving thumbs to trailers.
I just want you to know I cheated and gave some thumbs to those trailers as well.
That's fine. Some of them deserve to be thumbed. Of course, you can find all the trailers we're about to talk about in the show notes below. Kick things off, we've got It Ends, directed by Alexander Ullum, starring Phineas Ewan, Akira Jackson, Noah Toth, and Mitchell Cole. Out for a late-night drive, friends turn onto a never-ending two-lane hellscape surrounded by untold horrors and cosmic forces beyond their understanding. Crammed inside a Jeep with miles stretching infinitely ahead, they face a choice: embrace their new existence or fight to escape it. Tell me what the trailer for It Ends.
Looks great. Double thumbs up. This sort of shit scares me than a lot of other horror movies and stuff. Just this getting trapped in like an infinite loop sort of scenario or something like that. So, yeah, I'm keen to see what plays out. Keen to see what emotional turmoil these characters go through and how they come out the other side.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up for me. I think it's a really great trailer. Like, even I don't think it necessarily like dives into the scary stuff. It just gets into the the crazy scenario they find themselves in, and how would you like kind of deal with the forever driving, I guess. Do they have an infinite amount of fuel? Is that what?
Oh no, that is a question I had as well. But I mean, when you're in a weird scenario like this, I guess you just don't question.
Yeah, maybe there's not enough time to think it through. But I also think it's interesting. I believe this movie debuted at TIFF last year. So if anybody's going, oh, they're just trying to ride the coattails of Backrooms or Exit 8, which are both like subliminal, like these kind of films. This was done a while ago. So. But I also find it very interesting that all of these kind of films have kind of dropped at the same time, like with similar ideas and that kind of thing. So It Ends is coming to US cinemas on the 21st of August, Australian cinemas on the 3rd of September. Next trailer is for The Stunt Driver, directed by Michael Dowse, starring Jay Baruchel, Ed Helms, Ben Foster, Lawrence LaBeouf, and Dan Bacadal. In the 1970s, stuntman Ken Carter, known as the Mad Canadian, due to his daredevil stunts, plans to drive a rocket car across the St. Laurent River from a 90-foot high ramp. Dylan, what do you think of the trailer for The Stunt Driver?
Double thumbs up. Looks wild, funny, and exactly the shit that inspired Johnny Knoxville in his whole life. Yeah, it looks like lighthearted fun for a story I don't actually know anything about, which is weird because they're saying Evel Knievel, and I've watched 2 documentaries.
Yeah, Ben Foster plays Evel Knievel, right?
Yeah, I've watched 2 documentaries on Evel Knievel, but I'm like, I don't know.
This guy is a footnote in the story of Evel Knievel.
It seems to be so. So I mean, yeah,
because it wasn't like, clearly he wasn't a good enough rival that he would be not mentioned in those documentaries. Yeah.
I'll say I googled him. You Google his name, it automatically tells you how this movie ends. By the way, just as an FYI, if you want to avoid spoilers.
Okay. Yeah. 2 thumbs up from me. I think it's really fun. Silly premise, but also clearly based on a true story. Jay Patel, Ed Helms look really great. Some of the craziness involved is wild. So, The Stunt Driver, releasing in the US 25th of September, no Australian release date. Next trailer is for Other Mommy, directed by Rob Savage, starring Jessica Chastain, Jay Barrett, Jay Duplass, Arabelle Olivia Clark, Deechin Lachman, Arian Moyad, and Karen Allen. Bella, an 8-year-old girl living in a home with marital problems, confronts a sinister entity that comes out of her closet. The presence, whom she calls Other Mummy, becomes increasingly threatening to her and her family. Dylan, what do you think of the trailer for Other Mummy?
Double thumbs up. Jessica Chastain looks horrific, and I can't wait to see more of whatever the fuck's going on in this weird, creepy thing. And this trailer is fantastic, just primarily for that first 30 seconds where it just lets that scene play out, and not with no context, and you're like, what's going on here? Like, who and what is she? What's the whole thing? And then, just builds on that from there. So, great. Good shit.
Yeah, I have to give 2 thumbs up as well because of the structure of the trailer, where she's, like you said, just sitting in that scene as the craziness kind of slowly ratchets up before the sinister reveal of Jessica staying under that table, which has scarred a few people I've seen online. Wild that someone of Jessica Chastain's pedigree is appearing in a horror movie like this.
Oh.
You know, Academy Award winner Jessica Chastain. Goes to show that horror is all about all the rage in Hollywood. It's only profitable.
There we go.
Is this going to win Academy Awards? I don't think so, but she's making herself a horror icon, possibly. It's fucking terrifying. Am I going to watch this one? Absolutely not. Other Mommy is coming to
What if it
cinemas.
gets nominated for an Academy Award? Jessica Chastain gets nominated for Academy Award.
If it gets nominated for Academy Award, I will watch this movie.
Okay, very good. Just wanted to clarify.
Academy, don't screw me over.
Just wanted to see how committed you were.
He's coming to Australian cinemas on the 8th of October. Next trailer is for My Brilliant Career, developed by Liz Duran, starring Philippa Northeast, Christopher Chung, Anna Chancellor, Genevieve O'Reilly, Kate Mulvaney, Jake Dunn, Alexander England, Sherry Lee Watson, and Maya Madden. In 1900s Australia, a headstrong farm girl dreams of writing while society and family expectations clash with her fierce desire for independence and creative freedom. Dylan, are you familiar with My Brilliant Career? Which was
I know Sam Neill movie.
Yes, I had it here a second ago. 1979 film, directed by Gillian Armstrong, starring Judy Davis and Sam Neill.
Yes.
Are you familiar with that?
I'm aware of it being a thing. I've seen the box art, I guess, before, but I've never watched it. I'm keen for this. Double thumbs up. I think the story's intriguing. I think it being a remake of something I haven't watched, but I'm aware of, and it being a
beloved
Australian thing from the late 70s or whatever. Says a lot, but I think overall this looks really good. Like the tone, costumes look good, all of that. Very Australian looking with fucking sheep and whatever the hell else.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up from me. I think it looks fantastic. Like, I really enjoyed the cast. Philippa Northeast looks really great in the lead role. I'm really happy to see Christopher Chung, who you probably remember for that one episode of Doctor Who, but he is part of the cast of Slow Horses, so seeing him here in something else is really great. Genevieve O'Reilly, our favorite from Andor, appearing in this as, like, I'm guessing her mum, or like,
it looks like her mum, right? Yeah.
Her mum, or like possibly a sister or cousin. That looks fantastic. She looks great. I know very little like you. I am familiar with the name. Obviously, it's based on a beloved or like a well-known novel by Miles Franklin that was written in 1901. So really interesting to see it adapted, brought to life in the present. So yeah, very cool. Obviously, the show's what reading here, the show's got a $17 million budget, the most spent on a TV series in South Australia. So obviously filmed here in South Australia. Great casts, and really good to see it, one of these shows coming to Netflix that's hopefully going to get worldwide recognition. My Brilliant Career is coming to Netflix on the 13th of August. Final film for this week is Clayface, directed by James Watkins, starring Tom Rhys Harries, Naomi Aki, David Dencich, Max Minghella, and Eddie Marzen. Matt Hagen is an up-and-coming actor who faces the end of his career and public profile when a gangster brutally disfigures him in revenge for Hagen sleeping with his girlfriend. Desperate to regain his original face, he volunteers himself as a test subject for Dr. Caitlin Core's genetic modification experiments. The treatment seemingly works, but Hagen soon discovers a horrific side effect when his body begins to turn into living clay. Dylan, what'd you think of the trailer for Clayface?
Dog thumbs up. Looks fantastic. Yes, horror movie, DC movie. My
Can this save the DCU?
Finally. My man's about to cut his face open in the plane. Love that. And she looks good. I mean, also the character just looks intriguing to follow and learn more about. I mean, just, psychologically tormented, beat up by these people. And, it is someone who I think if the movie does a good job, like obviously Clayface is a villain and is sort of played as a silly villain, especially in the animated stuff whenever he's used. But in reality, his origin story is fucked up, and you can understand how someone is pushed into such a mental state going through what he goes through. So, and that's obviously what they're playing on for this movie, which is what's going to make it interesting.
Yeah, I think 2 thumbs up. I think this trailer definitely sells you on the premise of this film. I was like on the fence as if I really want to watch this, but then there's that scene where his eye is covered over and he pulls out the scissors in the airplane. I'm like, fuck, is he going to cut himself open? I don't know if I want to watch that.
You've got to. We do a podcast about DC things. What do you mean? Do you have a choice?
I don't know.
I don't think you do.
I don't think I do. So
I think you're fucked.
Yeah, I think I am fucked. I just have to cover my eyes during the
just look away
like everybody else. Yeah. I really enjoyed the setup. Mac looks really great. Just the face, the clay effects looks really good on his face and all that kind of stuff. So
what I'm waiting to find out and see is obviously they tease it at the end, the full clay form. Wonder how that's going to look. Because it sounds like you picture it animated and comic books and stuff, and it's sort of, I'm like, how does that translate? Well, we shall see.
We will see. Clayface is coming to cinemas 22nd of October.
Where Ash will be watching it.
Yes, I will be watching it. So
for our podcast, all new DC cast, subscribe. Ring the bell.
Dylan, this week, what do you want to watch?
This week, I'd like to watch Spider-Man Brand New Day, a comic book movie that is not a horror movie. That we'll be talking about on all new Marvel casts.
Yes, I am also very highly looking forward to Spider-Man Brand New Day. Let all the secrets come out. Who is everybody? Who is Tom Holland?
Who is Tom Holland? That is a good question.
Why is no one answering that question?
Why is no one asked about who he is? Yeah, that's the character we're all really confused about. On the streaming front,
actually, that is a good bit because nobody's supposed to remember who Peter Parker is. So, who is Tom Holland?
Yeah, who's Spider-Man?
Tom Holland playing this movie?
Yeah, who's the Peter Parker boy? So who's that Peter Parker boy?
Peter Parker, never heard of him.
Never heard of who. Streaming front, I'd like to watch The Devil's Mouth, which is a Prime Video movie. I watched a trailer a couple weeks ago or something, but it's basically like a bunch of friends go to Thailand and they go diving inside this cave. And then, of course, a shark turns up, which I do think is, again, highly unlikely.
This is a freshwater spot. Why is a shark here?
Yeah. Again, it's just the plot, I don't think is realistic. However, it does look like it's going to make for a fun time. Also, Catherine Newton and Lana
Catherine
Condor and Lana
Yeah.
Condor are part of the
A
cast.
solid
Cast.
starring duo. Yeah. I don't think there's much else on the streaming front. I'll say the bombing of Pan Am seems interesting. I don't know. We watched the trailer a few weeks ago.
Bombing of that Pan Am looks good.
The bombing of that Pan. I'm looking forward to seeing the bombing of Pan Am.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, brand new day is where it's at. So let us know what you want to watch this week. Or let us know what you were excited about from Comic-Con by going to explosionnetwork.com/follow and let us know on social media. If you want to help us out here, what do you want to watch? Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, on Podchaser, leave us 5 stars, and we'll leave 5 stars, or just tell people about the show. And if you want to help us out at Explosion Network with all other podcasts, like the before mentioned all new DC cast or all new Marvel cast, yes, where we will be doing a spoiler cast as soon as possible for Spider-Man Brand New Day, head on over to explosionnetwork.com/support. Thank you very much for listening. Until next time, keep watching stuff, I guess, preferably on the pickleball court.
Well done.